Let me destroy everything you think you know about getting a yes from women right now. You've been lied to. You've been fed garbage about pickup lines, about being nice, about showing interest, about proving your worth. All of it. Complete trash. Here's what nobody tells you. The secret that makes women say yes isn't what you say. It's not how you look. It's not your bank account or your car or your abs. The secret is something so simple, so obvious that most men completely miss it. And once you understand this, once you really get it, you'll never struggle with rejection again. The secret is this. Women don't say yes to what you want. They say yes to how you make them feel about themselves when they're around you. Stop right there. Read that again. Women don't say yes to what you want. They say yes to how you make them feel about themselves when they're around you. Most men are begging for validation. Most men are asking women to make them feel good. But the man who gets the yes, he's different. He's not asking her to fill his void. He's creating a space where she feels like the best version of herself. And when a woman feels like her best self around you, saying no becomes almost impossible. You want to know why you keep getting rejected? Because you're operating from need. You're radiating desperation. You're asking her to save you from your own emptiness. And women can smell that from a mile away. They can feel the weight of your expectation, the heaviness of your need, the pressure of your agenda. And it repels them. But the man who understands the secret, he's not needy. He's magnetic. He doesn't drain her energy. He amplifies it. He doesn't make her feel responsible for his happiness. He makes her feel alive in her own skin. And that feeling, that aliveness, that's what she says yes to. Here's the breakdown. When you approach a woman with your own agenda, with your own need for validation, for sex, for attention, for approval, she feels it immediately. She feels the weight of your expectation pressing down on her. She feels like she's being evaluated, judged, pursued for what she can give you. And her natural response is to protect herself, to put up walls, to say no. But when you approach her with genuine curiosity, with playful energy, with the intention of creating a moment where she feels seen, appreciated, and alive, everything changes. She's not being hunted, she's being celebrated. She's not being taken from, she's being added to. And that shift in energy changes everything. The man who gets the yes doesn't ask for it. He creates the conditions where saying yes feels like the most natural thing in the world. He makes her feel so good about herself, so appreciated, so alive, that being around him becomes addictive. And when something becomes addictive, you don't say no to it. You say yes to more of it. You see, most men think attraction is about them. They think it's about being impressive, being perfect, being enough. But attraction isn't about you. It's about her. It's about how she feels when she's in your presence. And when she feels powerful, beautiful, interesting, and alive around you. When she feels like the main character in her own story instead of a supporting actor in yours. That's when the magic happens. The secret is becoming the man who doesn't need her to say yes. The man who's so comfortable with himself, so content with his own life, that her response doesn't define him. And paradoxically, that's exactly what makes her want to say yes. Because she's not feeling pressured, she's feeling free. And freedom is seductive. Women say yes to the man who makes them feel chosen, not the man who needs to be chosen. They say yes to the man who sees their uniqueness, not the man who sees them as interchangeable. They say yes to the man who enhances their world, not the man who wants to escape into theirs. Here's what this looks like in practice. Instead of complimenting her appearance like every other guy, you notice something about her energy, her vibe, her essence. Instead of trying to impress her with your achievements, you're genuinely curious about her thoughts, her dreams, her perspective. Instead of steering every conversation toward your agenda, you create space for her to shine, to express herself, to feel heard and understood. The man who gets the yes is the man who makes her feel like she's the most interesting person in the room. Not because he's desperate for her attention, but because he genuinely appreciates the complexity and depth that she brings to the world. And when a woman feels truly seen and appreciated for who she is, not just what she looks like or what she can provide, saying no to that experience becomes almost impossible. But here's the crucial part. This can't be an act. This can't be a technique you use to manipulate a yes out of her. Because women have incredible intuition when it comes to authenticity. They can sense when you're performing versus when you're being real. And if she catches even a whiff of manipulation, of agenda, of strategy, it's over. The walls go up and the no comes fast. The secret only works when it comes from a genuine place. When you actually do appreciate women for who they are. When you actually are curious about their inner world. When you actually do enjoy creating positive experiences for people without needing anything in return, because that's when your energy becomes irresistible. Women say yes to energy, not words. They say yes to feeling, not thinking. They say yes to experience, not promises. And the experience of being around a man who makes her feel alive, appreciated, and free, that's an experience she wants more of. The tragedy is that most men have it completely backwards. They think they need to convince her to say yes. They think they need to overcome her resistance, break down her defenses, persuade her to give them a chance. But resistance exists because pressure exists. Defenses go up because attacks are perceived. And the need to persuade only arises when natural attraction isn't there. The man who understands the secret doesn't create resistance because he doesn't apply pressure. He doesn't trigger defenses because he isn't attacking. He doesn't need to persuade because the attraction is natural, organic, effortless, because he's not trying to get something from her. He's trying to give something to her. And what he's giving her is the gift of feeling amazing about herself. Think about it. When do you say yes to things? When they feel good, when they add value to your life, when they make you feel better about yourself and your world. Women are no different. They say yes to experiences that enhance their life, that make them feel good, that add value to their world. And the man who provides that experience, he doesn't have to ask for yes. It's offered freely. The secret isn't about getting her to say yes to you. It's about becoming the type of man that she naturally wants to say yes to. It's about developing the energy, the presence, the genuine appreciation for women that makes being around you feel like a gift rather than a burden. And when you become that man, when you stop needing her validation and start providing her with an experience that makes her feel incredible about herself, something magical happens. The yeses start coming naturally, not because you're manipulating them, not because you're using some technique, but because you've become genuinely attractive, not just physically, but energetically, emotionally, spiritually. The man who gets the yes is the man who doesn't need it. The man who makes her feel amazing is the man she wants to be around. The man who sees her true value is the man she values in return. And that, brother, that's the secret. It's not about getting her to say yes. It's about becoming the man she can't say no to. When you stop trying to get and start trying to give. When you stop needing to be chosen and start choosing to appreciate. When you stop seeking validation and start providing value. That's when everything changes. That's when the no's turn to yeses. Not because you've learned some trick, but because you've become the real thing. The secret that makes women say yes almost always isn't a secret at all. It's becoming a man worth saying yes to. And when you do that, when you truly embody that energy, the yeses will come. Not forced, not manipulated, not coerced, but naturally, genuinely, inevitably. Because that's what happens when you become magnetic instead of needy, valuable instead of desperate, attractive instead of trying to attract. That's the secret. Now go become it.